The Japanese monarchy is the oldest surviving one in the world. And even though Japanese royalty has survived Western influence and civil war for thousands of years, it seems to be on the brink of death today. Will it be the end of Japanese royalty? Will polygamy be back on the table to produce more heir? Or will women be allowed to become empress? Join us to discover the fate of the Japanese imperial family. This is Crown Buzz Channel. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Let's begin. The imperial family is left with just 17 members and a few heirs to the throne, putting the monarchy in a state of extinction. The Japanese imperial family dates back to the 6th century BC, with the early rulers being either emperors or empresses, all direct descendants of Emperor Jimmu. Until the end of World War II, emperors and empresses were seen as divine creatures. The post-war constitution redefined them as the symbol of the state, limiting them to ceremonial duties. Historically, the throne followed male line succession with no restriction on remarriage or polygamy. There were usually many male relatives ready to take over the throne. Only in several instances, there was a female monarch serving as a reigning empress, regent of Japan. The last empress reign in Japan was in 1771, when Empress Go Sakuramachi abdicated in favor of her nephew, Emperor Go Momozono. But why was a woman of imperial blood disqualified from being an empress since? To understand this, you have to understand the imperial law. The imperial house law was the first Japanese law to regulate imperial succession. It was established on February 11, 1889. The law defined the succession to the throne as an absolute male inheritance, excluding females. In all instances, the succession proceeded from the eldest male heir to the youngest. In the majority of cases, the legitimate sons and male heirs of an emperor were favored over those born to concubines. Illegitimate sons would only be eligible to succeed if no other male heirs existed in the direct line. However, the illegitimate sons of an emperor had precedence over any legitimate brothers of the emperor. In cases where there was no heir, the imperial family was allowed to adopt a boy from junior branches of the imperial lineage. The need for adoption rarely arose because emperors normally had several consorts, and the sons of all consorts were equally eligible to succeed. Unfortunately, all of these traditions and solutions had been discontinued or prohibited since 1950s. Over the years, the practice of consorts have also been stopped. The Imperial Household Law of 1947, enacted under post-war Japanese Constitution after World War II, a further restriction was instituted. Only the descendants of the male line of Emperor Taisho, who was the father of then Emperor Hirohito, could be part of the official imperial family and have a claim to succession. So, this excluded all other male lines of the imperial dynasty, and specifically stopped the emperor and other members of the imperial family from adopting children. The imperial household law now states, the imperial throne shall be succeeded by a male offspring in the male line belonging to the imperial lineage. The line of succession now goes like this. First in line would be the eldest son of the emperor, and then his descendants, if any. If there are no descendants, it would go to the other son of the emperor, if any, then to the descendants of his son. After all sons are considered, it would go to the brothers and their descendants, and then to the uncles of the emperor. Also, after the World War involving Japan, the Allies created a situation where the Japanese dynasty came almost close to extinction. And Emperor Emeritus Akihito, the eldest son of Emperor Showa, had only two sons, Emperor Naruhito and Fumihito, crown prince. Akihito's eldest son, Naruhito, who married in 1993, did not become a father until December 1, 2001, when his wife gave birth to a daughter, Princess Aiko. Naruhito and his wife received their child with great joy, since they had almost despaired of parenthood. However, the birth of the princess opened the question of succession to public debate because Naruhito's wife, who had suffered a miscarriage previously, was very close to 40 years of age and was unlikely to bear further children. The younger son, Prince Fumihito, who married before Naruhito, became the father of two daughters, Princess Mako, born 1991, and Princess Kako, born 1994, but he had no son until September 6, 2006, when his wife gave birth to Prince Hisahito. Akihito's brother and uncle of the current emperor, Masahito, Prince Hitachi, has no children at all. Prior to the birth of Prince Hisahito in 2006, no male heir had been born into the imperial family in nearly 41 years. So there are many princesses in the Japanese imperial family. But the Imperial Household Law of 1947 also stipulates that imperial princesses and princesses lose their status as imperial family members if they marry outside the imperial family. We have seen it with the story of ex-Princess Mako, who married a commoner. Check out her full story by clicking on the top right corner. It also stipulates that the emperor and other members of the imperial family may no longer adopt children. As such, in the early 2000s, the succession controversy emerged as a political issue. The Asahi Shimbun published an editorial in May 2006, suggesting that the current system was unsustainable. In an Asahi Shimbun survey in March 2006, 82% of the respondents supported the revision of the imperial household law to allow a woman to ascend to the imperial throne. Then, Prime Minister Junichiro Koizumi also strongly supported the revision, pledging to present a bill to the 2006 session of the parliament. Some conservative lawmakers opposed the prime minister and said the debate was premature. The current emperor's cousin, Prince Fumihito of Mikasa, also opposed the proposal, saying that the official male members of the Japanese imperial family might take up concubines in order to produce male members, because it was previously possible for a male illegitimate child to assume the imperial throne. Later, he said that this remark was just a joke. However, things seemed sorted when Prince Hisahito was born in 2006. Prince Hisahito is now second in line to the imperial throne, which has eased the political debate surrounding succession for now. Koizumi withdrew his bill, though public opinion polling suggested that support for the change was still around 68%. In November 2020, it was recommended that the discussion be shelved until Prince Hisahito himself becomes an adult and begins producing offspring. This proposition has been criticized as possibly delaying the debate until the women of the imperial house would be too old to have children, as getting married removes them from the imperial house. However, such a law may bring princesses back into the family and resolve this problem. A survey conducted by Kyodo News on April 28, 2024, revealed that 90% of respondents support the idea of an empress in the wake of a growing lack of male heirs. Asahi Shimbun editorial accused the Liberal Democratic Party of not being serious about the sustainability of the imperial line. Both succession proposals were called out of touch with public sentiment and fixated on retaining male patrilineal succession. Even if adopted, there would remain an intense pressure to produce male heirs. On May 15, 2024, it was announced that political parties would begin discussions on succession and things such as allowing women to retain their titles upon marriage and adopting male members of former branches of the imperial family. The political parties began discussions on the succession debate on May 27, 2024. It remained to be seen whether the parties would be able to resolve their differences before the parliamentary session ends on June 23rd. On June 1, 2024, the political parties agreed that women should keep their status after marriage. However, they did not reach a conclusion on whether they could succeed in the throne or on the status of their husbands and children. On June 19, 2024, Emperor Naruhito admitted that the imperial family was running out of heirs and that there was an obvious solution. It seems like we will have to wait a bit longer to know the fate of Japan imperial family. What do you think Japan should do? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next one.